Nick Baumgartner and Lindsey Jacobellis.
Thank you.
Baumgartner is 40 years old and made history as the oldest medalist in any snowboard event at Olympic Winter Games. But Baumgartner became the oldest gold medalist representing US at the Olympic Winter Games since 1948. When in the four-man bobsleigh was Francis Taylor, aged 43. And of course there are
I'll beat him next time.
Of course there are also a lot of stats about Lindsey Jacobellis, but I do not want to waste time with stats what can be read and reread. So I just open the floor to your questions. And we have already the first one in the second row.
Congratulations to both of you. Ava Wallace from the Washington Post. You know, as was just said, what about your career? I understand that experience kind of helps you figure out the unpredictability of the sport a little bit better. But what do you guys know about snowboarding, about yourselves, about competing now that maybe you didn't earlier in your career that you think helped get this medal?
I think just having the solid support system and the confidence to get through each heat, because it is a one step at a time thing. And, you know, I've been on this team for 20 years and Nick's been on this team for 17. We are like a family and we know the hard times and we know how to pick each other up, and we can have empathy for those times when everything's hard or when you're going through an injury. So it just kind of all comes into play when you can push it all together and make it work for you. And I just think it's the experience in snowboardcross, because it's so hard to replicate the same scenario because there's so many uncontrolled variables, that it really helps to have the years behind you so you can make the best execution and call what you need to do in that moment, because you have mere seconds, if less, to make a decision.
Yeah, totally. As you get older, I mean, you're going to grow and you're going to learn so much about yourself and about your riding. But for me, it's just, it's like you get hungrier. You want it more because you know there's an expiration date and it's coming. So, like for me, I put in more sacrifices. I put in more work than I ever have. And each year I say that. It's funny. I come back, I worked harder. And they're like, you said that last year. And I was like, well, I had to. I worked harder. And as you get older, it's tough to watch the young kids kind of take over and try to push you out of the sport. So that hunger, it's strong. And as long as you're willing to put in the work and you still have the dedication for the hard work, you can really push yourself to a new level.
And what do you guys have to do to recover from a race or physically prepare for a race that you maybe didn't have to do or worry about 15 years ago?
I think you can't just stop and relax and chill, because it'll hit you hard. You just got to keep moving. Once you stop, it's hard to get it going again. So immediately it'll be recovery, stretching, and keep doing stuff to get you ready to get up the next day, or you might not get up the next day.
I feel recovery is probably the best thing an athlete can do, especially a more seasoned athlete. And I definitely focus on trying to get the most sleep I can. You know, a lot of the times we're with the younger kids and they're staying up late playing games and it's fun, and I got to go to bed, and everyone teases me that sometimes I get my 10 to 12 hours, but I really like it.
First row.
Hey, Nick, you were saying that I think you're going to give the commencement speech at your son's graduation. What's it going to be like when they call you up there and they say, Nick Baumgartner, gold medalist?
It's going to be unbelievable, but I don't know if I'll be able to talk because I'm sure I'll start crying. I'm pretty emotional. And it's funny, those emotions come from the Olympics. I became so much more emotional through all of the years. Opening ceremonies is such an honor and such an unbelievable experience that it can't help but make you more emotional. And now, a gold medal. So I'm just going to get more emotional, and I'm going to embrace it. It's going to be amazing. For me, our community's so small, and it's the Upper Peninsula, the Midwest. It's such good people. And a lot of people from where I live, they live in a bubble. They don't get to get out and experience all the things that I've got to experience. So for me, it's unbelievable to be able to take them along on this journey. With social media, I can share it with so many people, and it changes their experience when they watch the Olympics. Because maybe they know me, but maybe they don't know me. Maybe they know somebody that knows me. And it changes the entire experience, and it makes it that much more powerful for them. And then to come back with a gold medal. They're all going to be cheering me on. They're going to be bragging about me. And it's pretty cool because it changes so many people's lives. It's not just mine.
Over here.
Oh, there is one.
We were just looking at our year of birth.
There's
On
one
the- on
other
the start
80s
list.
guy.
Please, your question.
Okay. My name is Toshi from Kyodo News from Japan. I have a question to Lindsey, because I already asked about Nick. Could you describe how difference between team, competing as a team, and individual?
There's been a lot of pressure that I put on myself to perform in the individual race. I want to go out and I want to win it every time. That's not feasible, but I still have that drive and that energy, and it hasn't stopped in the 20 years that I've been racing. And the team event is fun because, normally we're isolated and we're really focused on what we have to do as individuals, but the team event, you are training together right off the bat. We're trying to come up with strategies. Like today with the course changing and slowing down a lot, we had to completely change how we were coming through the course and passing opportunities. So it made us focus on ourselves and just really change the dynamic. And I think that also helps bring us together to perform at our best.
Can I ask you one more question for
Yeah.
each? I'm so encouraged by you guys because you guys are my age too, so close. So any message to the Japanese people or American who is around late 30s or 40, beginning of 40s? I think they has been encouraged too. So
Yeah, absolutely. You're never too late to take what you want from life and to follow your dreams. I think you let yourself down if you quit too early. It doesn't matter how old you are, and our success at our age is a perfect example of that. And I know we both hope that our stories can inspire other people to go out there. You get one shot at life. You should live the life you want, and don't let anything stop you. It doesn't matter how old you are. Hard work is the answer. Go out there and get it.
I think it's also the internal fire and you believing in yourself, and whether you're trying to go get a gold medal or just be improving your day-to-day life and that you continue to try to grow and better yourself, then you're winning in that aspect already.
You're welcome.
New York Times in the middle, and then the lady in the back.
Hi, I'm Steve Myers from the New York Times. You guys still seem really young for me. I wanted to ask you about generally about the venue, about Beijing, about the COVID restrictions. How has that shaped the games for you in your own experience?
I think the last 2 years have definitely been a pivot and adapt the whole time. 2 Christmases ago, I didn't even come home. I stayed in Austria by myself because I didn't want to potentially be bringing home germs to my parents who are older and my sister-in-law who was pregnant. So, I had to make sure that I was doing my best to protect others and protect myself. And the precautions that the U.S. team took was above and beyond keeping everyone safe. We all had to be diligent. We reminded each other very nicely when someone would accidentally forget to be having a mask on, but I think we navigated those waters really well to keep everyone healthy, traveling to any venue. And this venue was particularly great because it was a great collection of all the border cross courses that we've ever been on to be here and to be training and competing at our level that we love to be at. And, we understand the restrictions that were coming here, and it took a lot more work to do all the paperwork, but we just took it one day at a time, and we knew that everyone just wanted to be healthy and not be spreading anything, so everyone had a chance to go out and live their dream.
Yeah, the venue has been amazing. Seeing how excited the volunteers are to have us here, it just uplifts you, and it's such an amazing feeling. They do a great job of that. As far as the COVID things, we've had to make a lot of sacrifices. Over Christmas, I wasn't able to hang out with my family. I could only hang out with my son at the ski hill with masks on, and it made it difficult. And I will tell you here, I'm not that worried. The amount of cleaning that's going on is unbelievable. So like when I touch something, I'm not as worried as I am anywhere else. And these venues, I will say, out of the 4 Olympics I've been to, the manicuring and just how precise and beautiful everything is above and beyond. This is the coolest looking stuff I've ever seen here at the sports park, and it's an honor to come here and ride.
The lady in the back.
Hi, I'm Stephanie from Germany. So I wanted to ask you again, like in how way you support each other. So can you maybe give an example? Maybe also some, I don't know, hard moment you went through together?
Well, I think a big thing, and what's cool about our team is you will never see any other team cheer as loud as we do for our teammates. Whether you're in the next heat and you're trying to get your head right, but you know your teammates in the gate getting ready, you scream as loud as you can because you know they can hear you and they're feeding off of that. And we really do the best at that. And it's something that we take very serious and we're very proud of because we're a team. We're a team. It's an individual sport, but we're here for each other. Everyone from the staff to the athletes, the way we build each other up and help each other get that success. I'm very proud to be a part of this team, and it's because of that.
And I would say we're with each other a lot of the time. We are family, basically. We can spend more time with our team than our family sometimes. And that we know each other so well that we know how to support each other when somebody else is not feeling great, or, one of the hardest things was coming back from an injury. And I remember Baum being with me when I first got back on snow, basically turning again for the first time after my knee surgery. Yeah. And I'm going as slow as I can, like on the beginner hill, and he's filming me like screaming at the top of his lungs. And it's
I remember that.
It's moments like that you have the support and love that you can make it the distance.
Thank you.
One question here.
Thank you. It's the first appearance of the mixed team on the Winter Olympics. So I wonder, it's important to work with each other to get the victory. So I wonder more details on how you guys will cooperate with each other and cheering each other up.
I would say with our first training run, it wasn't just us in the gate. We had Fagalini and Jake Vetter, and we kind of had a plan to try to see how this course was going to play out because of the snow, and it makes it very, very slow. We knew things were going to be really different, so all 4 of us were working together, and we have our coaches, spaced out trying to assess lines and strategies, so we really pulled all of our strengths together to make the best decisions, and we also owe part of our win to Jake and Faye as well.
Absolutely, it's cool, and it goes back to what I said earlier. I'm sure it was disappointing for them to not advance through the round, but as soon as we came through and advanced through the next round, the first people you see as you round the corner is Jake and Faye on the fence screaming at us, "Yeah, let's go!" And it's that kind of camaraderie that works for us. And for me and Lindsey to team up together today, I think it's just all those years that we've been around each other. We're like family. Sometimes we drive each other nuts, but we love each other like siblings, and it's pretty amazing. And you saw it. It was a perfect storm together, working together today.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's come to the last three questions. One here in the middle.
Correspondent from Xinhua. I saw some news of your team coach, Porter Pele. Could you say something about it?
All I can talk about is my experiences with Peter Foley, and I've been on this team for 17 years. I started this team, I was a kid. I was a kid with, didn't really scattered brain, didn't know what I was doing. And he's helped me grow into the man that I am today, and I'm forever grateful for him for that. And I always say some of the most amazing moments of my life have been shared because of that man believing in me and bringing me onto this team. And I just have a lot of respect for Peter, and I wouldn't want to do this with anyone else. I'm proud of him, and I love him.
And I've been on this team for 20 years, and I remember my very, very first race in Bagestein, Austria, and I was so nervous because it was such a big stage. It was the biggest competition I'd ever been to, and my big brother wasn't there because he's been there for every other race. And, you know, my brother told Peter, he's like, you can take care of her, and you know, he hasn't stopped taking care of me since, and my experience on this team has been wonderful.
Second last question, if there are. Over here.
Thank you for giving me another shot. What does it feel like when you are competing with other players which is 10 or even 20 years younger than you? And since you got the gold medal, what's the message do you want to send to them, or what do you want to say to them?
I mean, it's cool. We have such a good relationship with all the athletes. It seems like the Snowboardcross is a big family. There's no one hating each other. Everyone's super nice. And for me, I'm obviously the loud one. Everyone knows me. I'm joking around. I'm having a good time. So these kids do look up to me. They ask me questions when they're down. They wonder how you get through things. And I'm happy to help them. I give them, I help them with the growth of it and all that. But I'm telling you, as an older athlete, it's tough when the younger kids start getting really fast and trying to push you out and take what you want. And to come out here and perform the way we did, being the oldest two competitors, is pretty cool. And not only does it show those kids that we're still fast, but it shows them that they got a long career and they got a lot of things they can do. Even if it went bad for them and they didn't get the success they wanted, that there's time, because they've seen the ups and downs of what we've done. We've had days that were devastating, days that it was just unbelievable. And we fought through that. And then today we stand on the top. We got the gold medal, and Lindsey's got 2 of them. You have time. You fight through the adversity because there's time.
Last question over here in the second row.
Just one quick thing to go back to the question of your coach. Was there any restriction on his interactions with you since this has all come up? Is there anything you haven't been able to do with him?
It was upsetting that he was not able to come into the village and to do video review, which is a huge tool that we use to give us the best shot to know lines and speeds and different tactics. And that was upsetting, and it definitely jarred all of us to have that experience. But I would say the U.S. team is very good at adapting and figuring out the best way through, you know, that circumstance.
Yeah, and our organization does. They seem to always do everything right, and it's cool to be a part of a team that does that. Whether it be this situation or the COVID, we set the bar for the COVID restrictions, and we're like the team. You watch us, and we are diligent about everything we do, because we know there's a lot of people that look up to us, and we want to lead by example, and we do a great job with that. And with Peter, it was a bummer not being able to have him, because over the years he's been like, he can see the lines. He knows so much about coaching. He's gotten so good at coaching us that he knows what to do to make us better on that day. And to not have that was difficult. It was very difficult, but it was good that that we still because of all the coaching we've had from him over the years, we were able to get through it.
And Rob was able to relay all of that information after speaking with Peter, and with his knowledge and Peter, he was able to still give us a great video review and then be with us on the course.
Lindsey and Nick, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
So the press conference is closed. See you here on Monday for the next ones. Thank you very much.